FIVEAA Mornings with Graeme Goodings.
Welcome to On the Road with Ned McHenry. Thanks to Travel Auctions.
Ned, good morning.
Good morning, Graeme. Always good to be with you.
Yeah, good to be back. How are early mornings treating you?
Good.
Not having trouble waking up at Sparrow's Fart?
Look at me. Do I look like a bit of a zombie, or am I not too bad?
Well, your eyes are barely open.
Oh, just walking like a zombie, Graeme. I'm okay.
I don't know how you keep up the pace. Where are we off to today?
We're off to Port Victoria, Graeme, on the Yorke Peninsula. So a lot of our listeners will probably be familiar with this segment now. We talk about a region and celebrate it thanks to Travel Auctions, who provide excellent deals with accommodation, South Australian business. And this week, it's all about the Yorke Peninsula, Graeme, Port Victoria.
Got to feel, hope the lights are on at the moment. the poor devils I've been feeling for the people on Yorke Peninsula. I mean, the power outages over there are crazy.
I know. We, on Early Breakfast, as you mentioned, it seems like every morning when we do a bit of an SA Power update, you know, the poor people in central Yorktown and areas like that on the Yorks, it's just so hard for them. I mean, how do you run a business, or how do you have any kind of consistency in your life when you don't even have any power?
Yeah. Are you listening, state government? Time to do something.
They're not exactly living in a hut, are they, with a bonfire? Like,
no, exactly.
It's a relatively developed area.
Anyway, let's talk about the positives.
Yeah, there you go. Let's do that.
Do you know, it was Port Victoria's the last of the Windjammer ports?
Right. I don't know what you mean. Talk to me about that.
Windjammer was a big yacht,
yes.
big sailing vessel.
Yes.
And in fact, Port Victoria was at one stage the fourth busiest port in the state.
Was it really?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's got a history.
Oh, absolutely. All of those ports along the Yorke Peninsula, obviously, traditional settlers came over and accessed all of our wheat. And I'm going to talk about a particular place near Port Victoria in a moment called Wardang Island.
Oh, yeah.
And it's got a rich history of different shipwrecks and pretty complex reef systems there. And I think it's being underutilised. I really do. We've got a lot of beautiful islands in South Australia, such as Kangaroo Island, Wedge Island, places like that. But Wardang Island has so much potential, and I want to talk to you about what the South Australian government could do and aren't doing about that particular spot, Graeme.
We have a $100, we'll get it out in a minute, a $100 voucher for Travel Auctions for the best caller of the morning. If you've got a story about Port Victoria, a holiday there, living there, or Wardang Island maybe.
Yeah.
What are the major attractions? What keeps bringing you back?
I'm fascinated by the names of some of these towns on Yorke Peninsula too, Graeme. Port Victoria, obviously named after someone in the British Empire, I'm assuming.
Queen Victoria.
Queen
I would
Victoria,
think. Yeah.
of course.
Not the state of Victoria.
No, we would have changed it by now if that was the case. So she would have, 1830s to kind of early 1900s or something like that, she would have reigned over the British Empire.
No, I'm not up on the Royals.
We're getting in dangerous territory.
Yeah.
Well, I listened to your program recently, a few days ago, was it, or a week ago? What's that fella's name who comes in at 1,000,000 miles an hour asking for Pete Fitzsimons?
Peter Fitzsimons, who chucked the Royals out. Yeah. Yes, he's very passionate about it.
Passion's one word you could use for him. Absolutely. He's very good at it.
We always get a lot of reaction when we have Peter Fitzsimons on.
Well, there you go,
it's not
folks.
all positive.
Should we change the name of Port Victoria? Should we? We could make it something, or South Australian. We could call it Fruit Chocks or something like that. Port Fruit Chocks.
Balfour's Bay. No, I think Port Victoria, I'm happy with that.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
If you're happy, I'm happy, Graeme.
Well, that's what it's all about. 8223 is the number to ring if you want to go in for that chance of a $100 voucher with Travel Auctions. Tell us a story about Port Victoria on Yorke Peninsula, maybe Wardang Island. 8223 We are told by the guru in the booth, Queen Victoria reigned from 1837 to 1901.
Yeah, there you go. I think I said.
Well, is that when she lived or reigned? She reigned. That's a long reign, isn't it?
It is. I think I said that, didn't I? 1830s to about 900.
You did. Yeah,
Queen Victoria. Yes. What a woman. 63 years. Wowzers.
So how long did Queen Elizabeth reign?
Ooh.
She must have been up there too, from 52, was it?
Yeah.
52?
Yeah.
How would you know? I mean, 52.
Graeme, that was a long time ago. For
Even
anyone,
to me,
let alone
it's a long
someone
time ago.
born in 2000.
But the Queen, Victoria's reign was 63 years. Queen Elizabeth II, 70 years, 214 days.
My goodness.
We have a winner.
That's too long. I mean, how did
It's a
you
long
get any
time on the
fishing
throne,
in?
isn't it? It's a long time on the throne.
Oh, goodness me. You've got no time for fishing doing that, please. You need some work-life balance, Queen Victoria. Now, Tim Golding's our next guest. He's actually the skipper of Balgowan Fishing Charters, one of the best operators on the Yorke Peninsula, if not the best. Tim, welcome.
G'day, Tim.
Thanks, Ned.
great to have you on. We're highlighting the Yorke Peninsula, specifically Port Victoria, but places like Balgowan that you reside in and love and fish out of are all similar. It's just a really unique part of the world, isn't it, the Yorke Peninsula?
It certainly is, mate. I love the country, being brought up in Port Lincoln. I've had a place in Balgowan for the last 23 years and absolutely love the place.
We had a bit of a laugh about the power outages you're experiencing, Tim, as residents on the Yorke Peninsula. It's kind of semi-rural living, isn't it? Like, you feel like you're separated from Adelaide, but you're still connected in a way. It's not that far away. What are some of the challenges about living there?
Oh, look, Balgowan, I mean, the phone reception has definitely got better in the last few years. When I first went over there, unless you had Telstra, your phone was just a good camera. Look, it has improved, but you're right. The power outages recently, and I think a lot of it's related back to no rain. It's terrible. Like when you're over there lately, in the middle of the night, the power's going on, off all night. It's hard to get some sleep, mate, with the fan going on and off all the time. So, it is Balgowan itself. You know, as you know, it's a very quiet little place. There's hardly anything there, but you just got the shop down the road, Maitland's just down the road. So, yeah, it is nice to be isolated over there, especially in winter. You know, you spend some time there in winter, and there's just no one around, and I love it.
Tim, I could not agree with you anymore. I think I've said that about 90 times on this program, that people forget about areas like the Yorke Peninsula and the Eyre Peninsula during winter. It's just as good, if not better, isn't it? You get a fire going, you catch some King George whiting, you settle in, there's no one there. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I love having a fire, mate. I've got a nice fire pit at Balgowan, and it is standard agenda to have the spinner spinning and the fire going.
Tim, fantastic. We wanted to get you on to get excited about the Yorke Peninsula and get our listeners excited about potentially travelling there and getting some accommodation thanks to Travel Options. So what could a weekend look like? And can you talk about your experience with a place that I'm really enthusiastic about in Wardang Island?
Yeah, well, look, Wardang's obviously a place that I visit quite regularly, being just down the road from Balgowan, obviously by boat. I go south of Balgowan quite regularly. It's a beautiful place. Sometimes I bring my customers in close to the island because it is a beautiful little place. It's a great little joint and very isolated. You know, I think no one's actually allowed on there.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm confused about, Tim, because I've done a bit of reading and I'm going to share a bit of information with our listeners now. And we might be able to get someone from the SA government on, Graeme, to talk about this, because Wardang Island is culturally sensitive. So the traditional landowners essentially have management and rights to the island. So you can't necessarily go and jump on land there without any approval. But I think we're really missing an opportunity here to create something that is, yes, culturally sensitive, but two, pretty unique in terms of a tourism offering. People should be allowed to get on there, Tim, and actually learn about the history of the island.
I agree. You know, there used to be a big sand mine on the island many years ago, and there probably is still remnants of that laying around the place. But it's just the coastline is just really beautiful, especially that northern end with the island and the seal colony there. And,
you sound like you're pretty passionate about the area, Tim.
Yeah, I do, mate. As I said, I was brought up in Port Lincoln. My dad had a boat, and as soon as I could stand up, I was in the boat. And, you know, camping, fishing, diving, all of that stuff has just been in my life my whole 55 years, sorry.
Good on you, Tim. Thanks for sharing your stories. Sorry, what was that?
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
can you tell us about the 150th birthday of Port Victoria?
Yeah, I would like to. I was actually talking with the organisers about that last night. So the 150th anniversary of the Port Victoria and Wirralty area.
Yeah.
Going to be a whole swag of activities going on. Probably the main event is the having the two tool ships, the One and All and the Soren Lanson.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, that's great.
So we're going to be actually helping out and transporting passengers out to the vessels on the Friday night, the Saturday and the Sunday. So there's opportunities for people to book in and go for a short sail in the vessels.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
And also, I think Friday, Saturday and Sunday evenings, you can actually have dinner on the boat.
That is fantastic. What a unique offering, Tim. Great.
It is. I'm speaking with the organisers last night. It's almost fully booked. So if you want to get on board, you need to book very quickly.
There you go. Fantastic.
And I'm also hearing, there's a lot of other events going on in the town. Just showcasing, what it used to be like there 100, 150 years ago.
So when is the actual date? When's the celebration begin?
It's a March long weekend.
March long weekend.
There you go.
Brilliant. Good on you, Tim. Thanks for sharing your story with us. And there, we've unearthed something there. If you're looking for something to do in the March long weekend, head to Port Victoria.
So much history, so much maritime history. And it's not just maritime, but it really is. As you mentioned, imagine sailing for weeks and weeks and ducking in for cover when you've got big storms and waves, as a crew back in the day and getting your wheat and then sailing back. It's just extraordinary. Absolutely amazing.
You're listening to On the Road with Ned McHenry, thanks to Travel Auctions.
Sharing in the moments that shaped our state. Always Adelaide for 50 years. This is FIVEAA.
Satisfy your lunch cravings with the Subway 6-inch value range. Grab a legendary Subway 6-inch sub for just $7 when you order on the app. The Subway 6-inch value range. Order now on the Subway app. Available at participating restaurants.
Imagine walking into your home and falling in love with it all over again. At Adelaide Renos Group, we help make that happen. From kitchens and bathrooms to full home renovations, our local renovation team makes it simple with instant quotes and designs brought straight to your door. Our mobile showroom means you can visualise your renovation in your home in real time. For inspiration and information, visit adelaidebuildingandrenos.com.au. Adelaide Renos Group. Your home, only better.
Are you dreaming of a holiday? Who isn't? Travel Auctions have been sending South Australians on holiday since 1992. Ned, what are we bidding on today?
Graeme, I'm pumped about this. It's a Yorke Peninsula escape to Gulfhaven Caravan Park, Port Victoria. Enjoy 10 nights hire of a powered site that can be booked consecutively or split it as 2 5-night stays and share it with friends. Throw in a line off Port Victoria jetty. Oh, doesn't that sound good? Step inside the Maritime Museum for some local history or stroll along the shoreline and soak up those stunning ocean views and sunsets. And the best bit, this offer is valid until March 2027. We just heard about the long weekend in March celebrations, Graeme. You've got a whole year after that if you can't get there and you want to use it then. So there's plenty of time to plan your coastal escape. Normally, you'd pay about $475. But with Travel Auctions, you decide the price. Just bid what you want to pay. There's no hidden fees, just great deals.
Save on your next getaway and don't pay full price. Visit travelauctions.com.au. Bid, win, go.
They say one of life's biggest decisions is buying a home. But sometimes the hardest one is leaving it. At Anglicare SA, we're here to help you stay where you belong, at home. We offer support for everyday things like cleaning, gardening, cooking, but are also experts in care management, allied health, and clinical nursing. Because we believe there's no place like home. Let us help you stay where your heart is. Find out more at Anglicare SA. You are at home.
Hi, it's Jerry Harvey here. Did you know in Adelaide, Harvey Norman have two of the biggest clearance outlets at Jepps Cross and Marion? Electrical, furniture and bedding at Marion and dedicated furniture and bedding in Jepps Cross. We've been buying all the discontinued stock from all over the country. Get in and get a bargain. Tell them Jerry sent you. Jepps Cross and Marion, Harvey Norman Clearance Centres.
A big win, but time is slipping away. Are you ready to become an instant millionaire? Get your Hospital Research Foundation home lottery tickets by midnight tomorrow for your chance to win $1 million and automatically stay in for the Scott Salisbury Grand Prize in Henley Beach South. Are you about to become SA's next millionaire? The early bird deadline is midnight tomorrow. Homelottery.com.au. Licence M14894.
FIVEAA Mornings with Graeme Goodings.
And we're on the road with Ned McHenry. We're at Port Victoria. Well, we're not actually we're in the studio in Hindmarsh Square. But we'd like to be at Port Victoria.
Doesn't that suck, Graeme? Imagine we could broadcast from one of the old maritime ships.
We could. With the Windjammers. You know, these were big ships, the Windjammers. They're often 4-masted barks. I mean, they're quite spectacular.
Yeah.
and they sailed out of Port Victoria. As I said, it was one stage the fourth busiest port in the state.
Absolutely extraordinary. We love Port Victoria and specifically Wardang Island. We're talking about that because I think, one, it's underutilised from a tourism perspective, and two, it's got so much history and we want to learn more. Stephen from Norwood's called in. He might be able to help us, Graeme. Good morning, Stephen.
Stephen.
Good morning. In the late 1970s, I went there as a teenager with my family, and we used to go fishing, and there was no bag limits on snapper. And we actually got stuck on the island overnight, and the next morning we went around, and we had a 22 gun, and the actual island was full of rabbits because there was no foxes there, and there's a couple of buildings there, and I think a catch on the other side that sank. But there was mounds and mounds, thousands and thousands of beer bottles, I remember, as a teenager there. And the next day when we came back to the shore, there was people waiting for us at the jetty, and they said, "Did you catch any fish?" And we said, "No, but we caught 5 rabbits."
So can you explain a little bit of the history around the rabbits? Because I know there's a rich history there, but to be honest, I'm not super familiar with it, Stephen.
Yeah, I know. Well, all I know is that they were really plump, and we ate them, sort of thing. It's something you don't see any more rabbits much around the place these days. But there was no foxes or anything, so they just ran amok over there. So yeah, it was just it's an incredible place. Like you say, it's a pity it's not utilised more, actually.
I know. I think it's got so much potential. I can imagine it if it had a proper landing point there for boaties and people to go and explore the island. And as I said, there's some cultural sensitivities there, but let's get people on there to learn more, not keep them off it, Stephen, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks for the call.
Good on you, mate. Thanks
Good on you, Stephen. Thanks for calling in. Jess Adamson, our own 5AA Jess Adamson, has got a story or two maybe about Wardang Island.
He is a wealth of knowledge. Good morning, Jess.
Good morning. Certainly not a wealth of knowledge, but actually perfect timing off the back of our last caller because it did have so many rabbits on at Wardang Island. And in fact, back in 1995, when I was a young, fresh reporter for the Stock Journal newspaper, I went over there because the CSIRO chose Wardang Island to release the rabbit calicivirus. So they did some kind of high security trials over there to test how effective the virus was. Unfortunately, it escaped. Well, perhaps fortunately, it escaped. I think it was brought to the mainland by, flies or mosquitoes or something, and, kind of spread pretty quickly across the mainland, but it did a good job of getting rid of the feral rabbits at the time.
Absolutely amazing, Jess. So you remember that. So just remind me, what year was that, did you say?
It was 1995. I just had to look it up. I remember I was pretty new at the Stock Journal then, but it was a big deal because rabbits were a huge problem for farmers then.
Wow. Was that, did you say the calicivirus? Was that, what was it called?
Yeah, calicivirus.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like a biological control, and I think it killed rabbits if they got it within, just a couple of days. But, the plan was to kind of keep it all very secure.
Yeah, that's right. I remember.
Trials, but it jumped to the mainland within, months.
Jess, your husband Dave loves a fish, and I know he fishes out of Port Victoria. Can you give us a couple of little secret whiting marks, please, for our listeners?
I think he'd love a couple of yours, Ned. But he did go last week to Port Vic, actually, and pleasingly caught some beautiful whiting, which we had last night, but also some squid, and as we know, they're few and far between at the moment, so he was very happy to get some of those in the boat, which was good.
Brilliant. Well done, Jess. That's great.
Good on you, Jess. Thanks for your input.
See you tomorrow, boys.
Good on you,
Take care.
Jess.
We'll see you. Of course, Jess will be in the newsroom, bringing the news to South Australians.
She does it all,
so
Jess.
brilliantly.
She's a star.
She does it all.
She lives near me. She's always driving somewhere, always going, doing something, emceeing something or hosting something. Or
She's like you, always doing something.
Oh, well, that's maybe true.
Ian at One Tree Hill. Good morning.
Good morning, Dad. I spoke to you yesterday morning at just after 5. Do you remember that little phone call?
Ian, there is absolutely no way I'll ever forget that phone call. Graeme, he was driving a road train.
Yeah.
This is early morning, about 5:30. He put the windows down and said, "You ready, boys? 1, 2, 3.
I heard it. He honked the big horn. Fantastic,
It's
Ian.
my favourite call in my very short history of radio, Ian. Now, what do you got on Port Victoria, my friend?
Well, I've got fond memories of Port Victoria. I don't want to prize or anything because I'm always working. I don't have time to go off anyway. Anyway, I'm a 9-year-old. We went to Port Victoria. My parents took me over there. I was a skinny little runty thing, and I was standing next to my surfboard, and I've got a picture of it. And I just loved that area, and I just loved the way the tide goes all the way out, and then it comes all the way in again, and it doesn't happen here in the metro area. I just love the place and the sand and everything. I just got fond memories of a 9-year-old. That's
Beautiful.
all I want to say.
Good on you, Ian.
Good on you, Ian.
Thanks
You're a
for that.
legend.
Just about time to go. We've got to mention the wonderful accommodation, the caravan park at Victoria Park.
We certainly do. So
Port Victoria, not Victoria Park.
Well, yes. Don't say Victoria Park. Get out of there and get into the region. So we mentioned Travel Auctions SA, South Australian business. So essentially they provide you accommodation for a cheaper price. So you bid what you'd be prepared to pay. This one's a cracker, Gulfhaven Caravan Park. We've heard about the fishing. We've heard about the maritime history, great walks, and just a good secluded location. It's perfect for either a summer or winter escape. And you've got up until bloody March until 2027 to use it.
How good's that?
Fantastic, Graeme. I'm excited about it. I might bid.
Ned, thanks for dropping by.
The concept wouldn't work if I just bid it on it every time, would it?
I don't know. It'd short-circuit the whole program, wouldn't it? Here's Ned. He's off again. He's taken the voucher.
It's a bit selfish.
The voucher today goes to Stephen from Norwood.
Oh, good deserving
Well
winner.
done, Stephen.
Yep.
Congratulations. Ned, great to chat.
Thanks, Graeme.
We'll see you next week.
See you then.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
South Australia's energy sector is warning that this big boom in AI that we're seeing at the moment is going to drive up yours and my electricity prices. Yeah, I know. Richard Pascoe, Adelaide tech guy in the studio.
If you're going to build an AI centre, why are we going to pay for the power to help run it?
Stacey Lee. Weekday afternoons from 1 p.m.
Data centres should be the one paying for it.
On 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Are you on the hunt for Adelaide's freshest eggs, collected from a family farm every morning? Do you seek the finest produce, along with the widest selection of Dutch products in Adelaide? Your search ends here, at the Fresh Egg Shop in Clemzig. Discover a bounty of free-range chicken, duck and quail eggs, alongside an array of other hearty local offerings, such as boiler chickens, KI honey, almonds, homemade jam and biscuits. The Fresh Egg Shop, located at OG Road, Clemzig. Just look for the giant egg.
Follow your wanderer to South Australia's Caravan, Camping and Outdoor Show. Check out the latest caravans, campers, motorhomes, four-wheel drives and more. Get inspiration and expert advice for your next road trip. And let the kids go wild with free entry and a fun lineup of family-friendly activities. Gear up for the industry's official outdoor show. By Wanderers, for Wanderers. South Australia's Caravan, Camping and Outdoor Show. 25th February to 1st March at the Adelaide Showground. Get your tickets now at caravanandcampingsa.com.au.
Dreaming of a holiday? Travel Auctions have been sending South Australians on holiday since 1992. What are we bidding on today, Ned?
Get excited, folks. It's a Yorke Peninsula escape to Gulfhaven Caravan Park, Port Victoria. You can enjoy 10 nights hire of a powered site that can be booked consecutively or split it as 2 5-night stays and share it with friends. Throw in a line off Port Victoria jetty, step inside the Maritime Museum for a touch of local history, or stroll along the shoreline and soak up those stunning ocean views and sunsets. Oh, that sounds good. And the best part, this offer is valid until March 2027. So there's plenty of time to plan your coastal escape and do it your way. Normally, you'd pay $475, but with Travel Auctions, you decide the price. Just bid what you'd be prepared to pay. There's no hidden fees, just great deals.
Save on your next getaway. Don't pay full price. Visit travelauctions.com.au. Bid, win, go. And you've been listening to On the Road with Ned McHenry, thanks to Travel Auctions. Dreaming of a bargain holiday? Bid the price you want to pay. Travelauctions.com.au.
This state election, it's a